Welcome back, everybody. Today is January 4th on a Saturday, and we are tracking a major winter storm and a major ice storm include severe weather. We're going to be discussing another update on this video and see where the trends has been. And I would say if you are a snow lover in Pennsylvania, the trend has continued to move south. And I know in my last video I said, oh, maybe there will be a trend north. Looks like we're starting to lock it in, and it is definitely a little bit more south than the last video where we were seeing maybe 8 inches in Philly. I'll say more like 3 to 6 inches in Philly, and the ice is further south too. But that does make a big severe weather event for the weekend if you guys are across Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and including Florida and Georgia. So we'll be covering the severe weather, the ice storm, and the snow out of this. And then we'll take a clip into the future as there is another sign of a more robust snowstorm, a nor'easter type snowstorm. And the pattern's there for a storm to come out of the Gulf and kind of ride up the East Coast. And I've been seeing more consistency on that in the last day or two. So we're going to cover this storm this weekend, and then we'll get into next week. We'll start covering our next winter storm as the pattern is continuing to look pretty good going into the time future. Okay, so if you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe. We are 1 subscriber away. Let's hit it. Alright, so let's do it. So we're going to take a look at the winter storm warnings, ice storm warnings, advisories, and watches. So if you guys are along here in the winter storm warnings, where I'm about to circle, right here. This is all this pink right here is winter storm warnings. We are likely to see near a foot of snow if you guys are in these winter storm warnings. And then there is even ice storm warnings just to the south of it. And then we got winter storm watches where I'm about to make this X. So winter storm watches for the southern Pennsylvania area. I don't think they're going to go that much more north. And I don't even think winter weather advisories will go into the Poconos. At most, probably the Lehigh Valley, the Berks County, central Pennsylvania, central New Jersey. But it's really getting hard to believe that even northern areas of this will get a lot of snow. More like 1 to 2 inches, maybe 1 to 3, as the storm track has shifted south because of the high to the north and the colder weather. And then we start looking off the lakes. Once again, we got lake effect warnings, and this is for lake effect snow. 1 to 3 feet of snow expected. A lot of snow already fell, and expected maybe another foot or 2. So we're still covering that. And then you could tell our ice storm warnings. Just south of Evansville, Indiana, just south of Indiana right here, we're watching for ice storm warnings. And these ice storm warnings, if we take a glimpse into it, let's take a look into these ice accumulations they're expecting. And okay, so they're expecting total snow accumulations up to 1 inch, and then ice accumulation to 1/4 of an inch. And then these ice storm, those are in the winter weather advisories. Then the winter storm warnings are the 2 to 5 inch with ice between 2/10 and 1/2 of an inch of freezing rain. And then the total snow and sleet accumulations 1 to 3 in the ice storm warnings. And then over 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch. So this could be over 1/2 inch of ice, and some models show near 1 inch of ice. So pretty crazy that we are talking about this, our first major winter storm, and there it is. The AccuWeather talking about it, and this is that same storm track that I pretty much just showed you on my thumbnail. This is what's expected. And then, the severe thunderstorms. This is the snowfall map out of Accu's weather. And if you guys are in Chicago, probably 1 to 3 inches. That's more lake effect. If you guys are in Omaha, probably a 3 to 6. Denver 1 to 3. That's in the mountains. Wichita 3 to 6 with some icing mix. If you guys are in Kansas City, 12 to 18 inches. St. Louis 6 to 12 inches. Indianapolis 6 to 12 inches. If you guys are in Evansville, Indiana, about 1 to 3, maybe 2 to 4 inches. So those are the totals. Pick your spot where you guys live, and there's a Accu's weather snowfall map over there. Then we go to our ice storm once again. Severe ice storm. If you guys are in southern Indiana, Kentucky area, big ice storm. In Arkansas, too, major ice storm. And then even back into the Carolinas, it could be a significant ice storm. This could be trees and power lines weighted down and power outages. If we look at the power outages actually risk, this is very, very widespread. Localized in the yellow, that'll be in Richmond, Clarksville, Knoxville, Cincinnati, but and then your I-70. Then we go to Kansas City, Wichita, Springfield, St. Louis, just south of Cincinnati, Charlotte, Roanoke, the mountains of North Carolina. That's regional. That's because even more ice. And then the widespread is in the red for like Louisville, just south of Kansas City, north of Springfield, north of Clarksville, south of St. Louis, especially for the Evansville, Indiana area. Big ice storm. So widespread power outages are expected. Then this is the Monday. I think this could be a little bit more, even more south or a little bit more north. It just all depends with what the runs are going to show. We have about 4 runs into this storm is here. So, any northern shift will help. Any more southern shift will not help if you guys are a snow lover. This is the Accu's weather snowfall map in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. If you guys are in Trenton, Pittsburgh, maybe just south of Pittsburgh, 3 to 6 inches. And then you even have a 6 to 12 across the southern PA border here. Even Washington, D.C. has a potential 6 to 12 inches. But at 3 to 6 stays like in south of like Philly, Stanton, near the Washington, D.C. area, I-95 corridor. If you guys are in the Allentown area, Burt, this line right here, the I-80, probably the I-80 sees a coating. Just after that, probably 1 to 3 inches is expected. So if you guys are in the light blue, 1 to 3, I can see this even being a little bit more south of here or a little bit more north of here. So we're going to be watching that, and we'll have another update tomorrow. And then Monday will be the recap of this system, and then we'll take a look at our pattern ahead. Could we see a bigger snowstorm? I don't know. It's been trending. It's been showing, so we'll see. So we look at the NAM model. Here it is. In the next few hours, in the next 6-12 hours, we really start seeing this ice storm break out. And we go into tomorrow, tonight. We really seize tomorrow morning. This is, Evansville, Indiana. This is the sleet, freezing rain, snow. Could it be more sleet than freezing rain? That's a possibility. Could it be more freezing rain than sleet? Yes. Snow in the back areas, snowing pretty heavily. Moderate to even heavy snow in some of these darker blues. And then we continue to go into later in the day. The snow continues to slam areas in the northern area. And even in this back end area, you could be expecting 20 mile an hour, 20 to 30, even 40 mile an hour wind gusts. So some whiteout conditions, even blizzard conditions in spots. Then there's our freezing rain ice storm here, really taking shape here across the Kentucky area, northern Tennessee, into the regions. We continue to move this, and this is a prolonged ice storm, sleet storm, and snowstorm. And we'll see if this snow line goes a little bit more north, a little bit more south. We'll have more information on that tomorrow as we're more in that live data. And then that back end snow continues with some light to moderate snow, 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts. There's our low right around here. Pretty weak low, nothing too big. I would say our low is probably here, and then our secondary low right here. There's our freezing rain, our sleet, and then our snow. Alright, so that's pretty interesting. We go even further out. There it is. This ice storm continues, and it's out of here by Monday afternoon. In most of the areas, Ohio will be Monday afternoon. Further west, we'll be talking about even earlier. Total snow accumulations. You know, if you guys are in the northern spots, like, I think this is pretty good too. Generally a 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches. So I'll say 2 to 4 inches will be in this area right here. And then this is that 1 to 3. And then that coating is about here. Alright. And then you can tell some spots, you know, in the heavier bands, could see about a foot, maybe a little bit more than a foot. But nothing too big. Nothing like a 2-foot snowstorm. But we'll have to see. If we want to go to freezing rain for this, let's go here. And we take a look at that freezing rain accumulations. And yeah, a lot of freezing rain. If you guys are in that Evansville, Indiana, the heart of it. You know, you're expecting maybe up to over a half an inch. In some of these spots, could be 3/4, 4/4, almost an inch of ice in spots, you guys. This is a very dangerous ice storm. If you guys do not have to be on the roads, please stay off the roads and please stay safe. We kind of cover the total snow. That's kind of all set. This model has about the same too. So nothing too big. If we go into the northeast here and we do this, you know, we really don't see that major snow in the northern areas. And I'm going to be honest, you know, that snow line gets up to the Lehigh Valley, central Pennsylvania. But, you know, maybe for a few hours, yeah, still snowing. I mean, we could get a 1 to 3 inches. I mean, the NAM model, if this shifts a little bit more, maybe 2 to 4. Okay? So we still got a little wiggle room to add on a few inches if you guys are wondering in central and northern Pennsylvania. But, you know, the trend has really trended south. But I'm really not even going to look at the global models as now we got these models out and here. So let's take a look at the snowfall totals. And let's see. So we're going to go in regions. And let's go into the northeast. And let's take a look at total snowfall. And let's go all the way. Boom. So there it is. This could definitely be a possibility. I do not worry about this. I think this is a little bit overdone over here. But if you guys are in, you know, southern Pennsylvania, 6 to 10 inches is possible. And then, you know, you see that 1 to 3, you know, New York might get an inch. You know, these areas right here where I'm circling, I'll say 1 to 3 inches right now. I don't see anything higher. But let's say next run, this 6 inches moves about 50 miles north or so. Yeah, we'll be talking about maybe more of a 3 to 6 inch event. So it's just very close on who can see a lot of snow and who can see less snow. But I'll put in that area 1 to 3 as of right now. If we look at some other models here, I know there is some other models, some mesoscales like the RAP, for example. This goes, will it be enough? Okay, yeah, this will be. So we take a look at this model and we'll compare the other run with this, with the Northeast. You know, we see Southern Philly, Central Pennsylvania, boom. We see the same thing as the NAM. And if we look at the total snow accumulations, I would say about the same, maybe a little bit more south. We see 1 to 3 inches of snow across here. Southern Pennsylvania, 6 to 10 inches. The south of Philly, up to maybe even a foot of snow. Freezing rain accumulations. That's way more south too. You don't have to worry about that. If we look out in the Indiana area, the Midwest, yeah, pretty much same thing. Some of it could be a little overdone. I don't think we're going to see 1.5 inches. That would be beyond catastrophic. If we take a look at the HER model, and yeah, 17Z is still out. So we'll take a look at that. 18Z will be running in a few hours. And then boom. This is the same thing. We see that freezing rain. We see a little bit more freezing rain on this run. And then less snow. That's totally possible. And the question is, will we see it be further north or not? So total snow accumulations, yeah, it drops a lot here. This could be a little bit mixed, but up to 15 inches. I could see that too. Up to 15 to 20 inches. That's very possible. That's why that 12 to 18 is very possible. And then, this is another. I could see down here, 5 inches. I think this is another great snowfall map out of the HER model. And usually I don't say that because sometimes the HER overdoes it. But I mean, even the HER is showing a big amount of freezing rain. Over a 1/2 inch, in some spots near 1 inch of freezing rain. All right, please take caution on those roads in this ice storm. This is a major ice storm. But if we look at the HER model, this is going to change too. It has a snow line all the way up here. Could we see that? I could see that. There's still some questions, especially across the Northeast. But if you guys are in the Midwest, we kind of got you guys locked down, and we don't have to really be concerned about that. But that is it with the models. That's pretty much it with this storm. Okay. Temperatures, once again, going to be cold. But I want to take a little sneak peek out into the future here. And we're going to look at the latest Euro model too. So we're going to watch the storm. We're going to watch our next system because I want to put it on the radar here to be on the watch. Okay, let me do that. Alright, so right there, our Euro model, there's our system that is done with. Then we get our southern system. This is where things get a little interesting. We see a massive snowstorm and ice storm for Texas. Okay, maybe not in the farther sun. We even see some maybe severe weather, very cold temperatures. This will be in the next week. We're not talking about too far out. We're talking about in the next 5 days. We're in that 5-day range now almost. And we see, northern Louisiana even see some ice turning to plain rain. But another severe weather outbreak. There's our low. This one's more southern. But we see it hit the Northeast. Coastal low try and gets kicking. We see some snow across the Northeast. This continues to develop. And there it is. Our nor'easter type system. Could it be stronger? And boom. It has it bombing out right into me. Okay. We go into further out. We see that cold pattern persist. And then we see a clipper system. And then we have to just watch out for anything else. Okay. We take it one storm at a time. Okay. We take a look at the GFS. And disclaimer. Do not take the GFS take it with a massive grain of salt. Probably won't happen. But, we see the same thing. Just like the Euro, we get that low into the Gulf, develops a little bit more, looks pretty promising. We got the cold air. We got this dip in the jet stream. And yeah, this will be that nor'easter setup here. Our nor'easter. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Okay. We make that a little bit more bigger. We see that nor'easter setup, dip in the jet stream, and boom. This will start riding right this, and this cold air will come, high pressure right there. And then we got that blocking 540 low. So what happens there is we see a low come out, rides up the East Coast. Perfect, right there. There's our nor'easter begins. And boom, we get a 983 off the coast, New York, Baltimore. Everyone sees snows. I mean, this is in a fairyland, but this is in the next, you know, 7 to 10 days of this happening. So, as the time continues, I mean, we're not even 40 hours out. We're less than 10 days out. We're probably more like 7 days out here. This will be, this will be for next Saturday in the Northeast. January 11 is next Saturday. So this will be 1 week from now. All right, 1 week from now, and it shows a nor'easter. It's not like we're 2 weeks out. So we're going to have to watch this. Bombs out 966. Absolute blizzard across New York City, New Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania, New England, and you just see this whole nor'easter. And then what's after that? That cold air, we see another clipper system, and then, could we even see another nor'easter going into January 18th? That would be another Saturday. Could we see another nor'easter? So the pattern is looking pretty good going into the future. How much snow would these two systems bring? So this is our first one, that 1 to 3. I mean, I think this is another great one. And then let's actually go in the 24 hours that we don't get the other storm. We can kind of, and Texas sees, that big snowstorm, Louisiana too. And we see a blockbuster. I mean, this is blockbuster blizzard across the Northeast. Over 30, this will be over 3 feet of snow. All right, over 3 feet of snow. New York City will get about 2 feet of snow. This will be, everybody's dream snowstorm, and this will be an over 3 feet snowstorm. Okay? So, and this is in 1 week from now. Will we see this? Probably not. But let's watch it. Okay? We have to watch this. And if we look at both storms, it just looks absolutely beautiful if you're a snow lover. And especially into the next storm. I mean, look. This shows near 50 inches across the Northeast. This is a run that every snow lover loves across the Northeast. But that will wrap it up, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. We'll have another update tomorrow.